Back on the Rap-A-Lot side of things, did you get a chance to collaborate with any of the rappers and other artists? So studio sessions, what the hell was going on? Come on, Benzino, you can't gloss over that. You and Face in the studio going crazy.
That's my brother.
Break it down, man.
Man, top 5 dead or alive.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was one. Back then we talking about what was going on in the streets. Not necessarily, making it look beautiful, but just giving you that.
That's right.
There's something about when you're listening to it, if they do it good enough, it gets into your spirit.
That's right.
And he was one of the ones that there was nobody greater. I mean, he spit it, and when you listen to it, it was like, man, that's major influence. So to get down there and be in the studio and rock with him was big for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Since then, man, we've kept in touch. And I really have a lot of admiration and respect for him.
Yeah.
As another legend. He's a legend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that was amazing for us. Got to work, like I said, with the producers. All the people that were making that amazing music was John Beto, N.O. Joe, Mike Dean. Working with them in the early stage, because that music was all about instruments. Mm-hmm. We were samplers up top and with beat, you know what I'm saying? But they were heavy on guitar and bass. Yeah. And that's where, as a producer, I just was like, in awe. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you could still do your samples, but have that bass player come in and throw that funk on it. They was heavy on funk. Yeah. Down in Houston.
It's got to be funky now.
Yeah. A lot of their influence came from, of course, the South and West Coast, where West Coast was there, like they picked up on funk fast. Mm-hmm. For some reason, George Clinton and James Brown being from Augusta and George Clinton, because I look at them as the funk, you know what I'm saying? George Clinton being from Newark, New Jersey, and what they did with the group of people they had was major influence on my life as far as music and culture. So, that a lot of places just where New York and East Coast was heavy in jazz. Mm-hmm. It was different. I mean, they were so heavy in jazz that it showed within the beats and drums and everything, where down here it was heavy in funk. Mm. So, I just got, heavy into both of it, which made me the type of music person I am, I guess.
During that time in hip-hop, you had a lot of stuff going on, and I mean, a lot of folks called it the golden era,
that was
Renaissance and stuff like that.
It was.
What was it like being in the middle of that and coming across all of those different artists at that time and actually being able to live and breathe and say, I was off in this thing?
Man, listen, that was the greatest years of my life, only because we were all getting money. The black people were getting money, white people were looking at us. Man, it was a great time, not just as far as for hip hop, but for black culture. That a system built against us and giving us nothing, that we can make this from nothing. Yeah. And like, look at motherfuckers, we got your kids loving us. The shit that you putting out to stop us and fuck us up, your kids are loving it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we taking shit to sugar.
Thanks.
So just for the whole culture to eat, to be a part of a genre that your man can get out of jail and get a job was just amazing. And, shit being looked upon just in your hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And people bouncing to your shit and loving your shit and all the girls looking at you, man.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? It was nothing better than that. It was nothing better than that.
At what point was it that you was able to start to get some cash flow from the source and you were like, okay, I'm glad as hell I invested in this shit
early?
That
was it for the streets, I didn't have to do it no more. Yeah. Once that was like around 98, 99, that was it. We started making so much money. I mean, we had to be, in our heyday of within those 3 to 4 years, we was almost making over $1 million a month from advertising. So I'm a nigga from the hood.
Come on.
And, I wasn't getting that money. Mm-hmm. I was doing good for myself, but I wasn't getting that money. Not even close. So